Hello and welcome to MiNDWORKS podcast. My name is Jennifer Villarreal, and with me today is the awesome Zach. Please introduce yourself.
Thank you very much, Jen. I'm Zach Shelley. I'm here with today's MiNDWORKS podcast. Really excited to be here. And also with us is the lovely, ever so lovely Dorothy. Dorothy, would you please say hello and introduce yourself?
Hi, thanks, Zach. I'm Dorothy Curley-Tecklenburg, creative consultant at MiNDWORKS and one of the older members of the staff. So we have an interesting take on our question, what would you take from your grandparents? When we were working on this episode, we had some fun testing out words that my grandparents used on some of the younger members of our staff. We had so much fun, we decided to do a podcast. So we're going to modify that question and say what words that were commonly used by your grandparents are still used by you. Or do you have any idea what these words could possibly mean? I'm going to throw out some words that I heard when I was growing up and see if you guys either know what they mean or can make a good guess. Everybody with me?
Yes, let's
I'm
do
ready.
it. I'm game.
Okay, great. All right. I'll throw a few easy ones and a few softballs and a few hardballs.
Thank you for the easy ones. Okay.
All right, let's start with parlor.
Parlor, a place where you buy things, right?
Parlor, I believe I've heard of like a game parlor, and like I think it's like a room in your house. Or I always laughed because we had a mud room in my house growing up, and my mom occasionally would be like, would you please put that in the parlor? I'm like, that makes it sound so fancy. Like, I have no idea. We have a parlor? That's exciting.
I think of like ice cream parlor or something like that.
Yes, ice cream parlor is related, but your parlor is your living room.
What?
Oh.
A living room? How did that... Yours turned into a mud room.
I know.
Really interesting. Okay.
All right, next word up, Davenport.
All right, that right off the bat sounds like a fancy lady to me, or something. Just a fancy something.
I know
Zach, any ideas?
I mean, when I hear Davenport, I think of Dawn Davenport from John Waters, but I know it's a piece of furniture. I actually have no idea what piece of furniture it is, though.
Well, that was good, Zach. I think you get partial credit for that. It is your sofa or couch.
Oh, okay.
And how about divan, D-I-V-A-N?
Divan?
D-I-V-A-n, divan.
Divan. I have no idea.
I have no clue.
None whatsoever.
Well, that was a trick question because that is also a Davenport. All right. Now, this one might be obvious, but I'm just curious whether you ever heard it. An ice box.
Yeah, it's your freezer, right?
It's actually, this is where having a history minor
Oh,
comes
okay.
in handy.
All right.
An ice box was, like it was, in a lot of ways, it was like a freezer, but it was actually, they used to have like this almost hollowed box, and there would be an Iceman, and he would go around the neighborhood with a huge chunk of ice.
What?
And he would put this chunk of ice in this box, and that's how you kept your milk and your cheese and your butter cold.
Ding, 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 ding. Full credit.
Yes.
That was good, yes.
Can I have partial
credit? And then when I was growing up, because my grandparents always called that the ice box, the real ice box, they always called our refrigerator the ice box.
Oh.
And so that didn't go out of use for like 2 generations. So.
Interesting.
Good. Okay. Now, as you might have guessed, we're kind of doing things that are part of your home or in your home or around your home. So what or where would you find the breezeway?
That, to me, sounds like...
I find the breezeway along 95 during a hot summer day. I have no idea what a breezeway is, honestly.
No, the only thing I can think of is that your hallway that's linked to a door, and I have no idea. A breezeway.
It would be a, like if you had a garage and then there was a cover over the door from the garage
A cover?
to the house, that was the breezeway. And there were other, it was always a connecting thing between
like
two
a
buildings or 2 parts of a building, but it was out, that went outside because it was breezy, so it was your breezeway.
That is makes sense, I guess. So it's kind of like
All
a
right,
stream.
here comes another one.
No?
Linoleum.
Linoleum. Aluminum or something along those lines.
I'm actually familiar with linoleum because we had linoleum floors. It was
Oh.
it was a type of material that was used, very kind of almost like plasticky. It was touted in like the 60s and 70s as being very easy to clean, mop up, and so
okay.
everyone kind of had a linoleum floor.
You're
really
right.
good at
Ding,
this.
ding, ding again. But it was actually not into the 70s. It was really more the 50s and into the
okay.
60s. And it was a type of vinyl flooring, big sheet. Yeah, good job.
I'm doing so badly at this.
You're fine.
I'm sure you'll catch up.
Oh, great.
Okay, where would you find a spigot? S-P-I-G-O-T, spigot.
I think you would find a spigot as a faucet or something like that. Is that what it is? I've heard it once or twice, but
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead,
really?
Zach.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. It's from what I understand a spigot is, it's like kind of like it doesn't necessarily have to be part of a faucet. It could be like on a water jar, and
Oh.
it's the spout where the liquid comes out. Correct?
I think that is also an appropriate definition, but in the 50s, the spigot was only where you had connected the hose outside.
Oh.
That was the only thing that was called spigot.
So,
But I think technically, Zach, you are correct.
so do I get a partial point, please?
You do, because you knew it was some kind of a faucet. So yes,
right.
you get a point also.
All right. I currently have 1 point. I have half points. This is great.
I believe you and Jen.
Okay.
All right. Now, this is a secondary definition to what you might think it means. Wardrobe. What is your wardrobe?
I mean, for me, right off the bat, it's the clothes that you wear or the closet that holds all of your clothes. That's
Right, the closet, the clothes
Oh, okay.
closet. That's right.
Oh.
Often the wardrobe, though, was a freestanding piece of furniture that you would put clothes into.
Okay.
The
Not
Lion Witch in the
necessarily
Wardrobe.
That's what I was
that's built.
thinking.
So your wardrobe.
Yes.
Yeah, that was good.
But mine doesn't go to, a magical world or anything.
Yeah. Okay, how about bureau? B-U-R-E-A-U.
That sounds, well, my mom still uses that word. So
I still use that word.
Yeah,
Okay. And
it's kinda like
It's a
for the sake of our
dresser.
listeners,
dresser. That's
It's a
what
dresser. It's where you store your clothes, like your dresser.
Right. It's your dresser, right. Okay, here's another one. It's 2 words, hi-fi, H-I-F-I.
A type of Wi-Fi? Hi-fi. That is
It's the
ridiculous.
most awesome high five you can ever complete.
That is cheesy. Okay. I don't know.
I want to say it has something to do with sounds or playing records, but I'm not positive.
Well, you should get partial credit for that because it stands for high fidelity, and your hi-fi was your record player and radio combined. It was like, for the first time, we had them all in one piece of furniture, and it would have really big speakers in it. And if you were, well off enough in the middle class to have bought one, you had a hi-fi.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
I was very off.
Living the good life.
Yeah. Okay. And now, how about what do you use your Hoover for?
That I know. I mean, that's a vacuum.
Yeah, vacuum.
Yeah. Okay. But they actually they used that word as a verb too. You hoovered.
Oh, kind of like
Really?
Google it or something.
You hoovered your rug. I'm going to go Hoover today.
Oh, that's really funny.
That just sounds so deliciously awkward to me. Like, yeah, what'd you do with your day? I hoovered all over the place today, like left and right, just hoovered the whole house.
Oh my gosh.
That's right. All right. This is probably an easy one because I know I had to throw you a few softballs. Tinfoil.
Oh, tinfoil. That's stuff that you wrap your leftovers with.
Yep.
Right. And what do we call it now?
Aluminum foil.
Right.
Or
I
as-
think it started out as tin foil because maybe it really was not always aluminum, but I'm not sure about that one. Okay, the last one in this category, valise, V-A-L-I-S-E.
It sounds like release or, I have no idea.
It sounds to me like a fancy schmancy French painter, but I have no idea what it is.
I don't think.
Well, you know the
it could
song,
sound like
Please Valise Me, Let Me... No, remember. No, a valise is a suitcase.
Oh,
okay.
wow.
Yeah. Yeah, that was definitely my grandparents' term. I don't think that survived much longer than that.
Valise.
Okay, we're going to go to another similar category, and I won't tell you what the category is.
Great.
This one might be still in vogue. Pocketbook.
That is a purse.
Correct.
Yes.
Because I
Very
still
good.
use that.
Okay, you both get points on that.
Yes.
How about a billfold?
A wallet.
Yes, good. Did you know that one, Jen? Or did you
Yes,
think
I
you
did. I did. Absolutely.
Now, some of these you're going to know if you watch a lot of like 40s detective movies. Dough. What's dough? D-O-U-G-H.
Oh, money. Yeah.
I was gonna
Get
say
some
when you
dough.
have too much weight on you, but it's all good. Like
Yeah. All right. What are spectacles?
glasses.
Glasses, yes.
Good. See, you guys are doing well.
doing
This
good.
is one I think is going to be a little harder. Sundries. S-U-N-D-R-I-E-S.
Sundries.
I'm gonna take a wild guess. Is it like your summer clothes?
I have no
That's
idea.
very funny.
The only guess I can give is. Nope, I don't have anything. Sorry.
Okay, it means all the little stuff you need, like, to carry with you. Like, in your purse, you would have your
What?
Kleenex and your lipstick and your purse and your wallet.
Sundries.
You had various sundries.
You're like must-haves.
It's like miscellaneous, little miscellaneouses. And on the stores would often say on the front that they sold sundries. That was where
Oh.
you'd see it most, that it was like on the outside of the store. On the 5 and dime was sells.
So, like
sundries.
a CVS nowadays, you
Yeah.
get your
Oh,
sundries.
do you even know what a 5 and dime is?
Yes, I do.
No.
Right, good.
Wait, I do. There's an old-fashioned store that I went to that was called 5 and Dime, but I only been there once. And
Well, because at one point, everything in those stores cost either 5 cents or 10 cents.
I want that back.
Yeah, I know. I know. All right, here's maybe my favorite word here. We're going to a new category. That was just miscellaneous little stuff that you keep on your person. Now here's a new category, and I'm going to tell you what it does not mean first.
Okay.
It does not mean condoms, and the word
Okay.
is rubbers.
That would be the first thing that I would think of. So,
I actually know this because my grandmother used to refer to it all the time. It's your rain boots and your raincoat, like your rubbers.
Very good. Your rubber. In fact, the rubbers were specifically where men had these things that looked like oversized shoes, and they were made of black rubber, and they were stretchy, and they would stretch them over their good leather shoes when they went out in the rain.
wow.
And so good for you. I didn't expect that one.
Is
All
it
right.
like Crocs nowadays, kind of? Is that
Yeah,
sort of?
It's kind of more of an outfit, like to
Oh.
protect you from the rain. But yeah, you would
Okay.
that would be a kind of
Yeah,
equivalent.
these were very specific. They were also called galoshes.
yep.
If you know that word. All
Nope,
right.
nope, not at
Let's
all.
go on next word. Pumps.
Oh, high heels.
High heels.
Yeah.
All right, good. Drawers.
Underwear.
Yep, good. What is a house coat?
Your winter coat.
House coat sounds like a coat that you wear indoors when you get cold.
Okay, this was a word I never understood in my whole life because it was a woman's dress that buttoned from top to bottom, but it was a dress and you'd wear it. I mean, it was kind of like a nice robe, but it wasn't really a robe because you could go out in it.
Really?
And my mother always had a house coat, and I never understood why they called it a coat because it had nothing to do with a coat.
That's interesting.
All right, a shirt waist.
Shirtwaist, a belt.
That sounds like it's just cheating at Scrabble to me. I have no idea what a shirtwaist is. Like,
So it's shirt, S-H-I-R-T, and waist, W-A-I-S.
Okay.
W-A-I-S, and it's one word, shirt waist.
A belt, a sash.
a belt sounds kind of like what it would be, but
I don't know, yeah,
no
I'm not
clue.
Okay, it was a woman's dress,
What?
but the upper part looked like had buttons down to the belt, so it looked like the upper part was a shirt, but at your waist it became a dress, so it was called a shirt waist.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've
So
never used
nowadays
that
you
word,
just
but-
call it a dress. All right, and one more in this category. I think you might get this one. Long johns.
Oh, it's know with the butt
pajamas
flap.
that you put on in
Yeah,
the winter.
and-
They cover your whole body, kind of like the footy pajamas you has as a
Right.
kid, but as an adult, with your feet are usually free.
You
I'm
wear
gonna
when
only
you're
give
cold.
you partial credit because some of these are regional, and maybe that's a different region. But in my region, long johns were long underwear that
Right.
you wore under your clothes outside.
Okay.
All
So,
right.
but I mean, I'm getting that picture of those old guys in the red things with the
flat
with
bottoms.
trap door in the back, and that was long johns too. So I'll give you full credit on that one.
Okay.
All right, we're going
first
to
thing-
change categories now. That was clothes or things you put on your body.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, This one you might get. So I'll give you a softball to start with. Flapjacks.
Pancakes.
Pancakes.
Perfect. Yes. Okay, that's
still use
still
that.
there. Oleo. Oleo.
Oh wait, oleo. Oreo. Oleo. Is it?
I have
know.
no clue.
I know
None.
it sounds like it has to do with food, so I'm trying to think of
It
some
does?
foods. Oleo, maybe a kind of spread you put on your toast.
I have to give you full credit for that.
Really?
The original
Oh my
word for
God!
margarine-
Wait a second.
the original word-
Wait a second. I'm sorry.
Good
that
for
was
you.
there was a
The
complete
original word
guess.
for margarine was oleomargarine.
Wow.
That was a
And
total guess.
and my parents called it oleo, and then somehow
Oh.
the other word, that part got dropped, and the rest of the word became the word. I don't know why. How about frank? A frank.
To be curt, like you're being frank.
Hot
Like,
dog.
Thank you. We're in the food category.
oh yeah, that's.
Welcome to
Now I'm
Yeah,
hungry.
Franks and beans. Franks and beans. All right. Now one more in this category. Hooch.
Alcohol.
H-O-O-C-H.
I have no idea. It
Alcohol.
sounds like you have an itch.
You
Yeah,
got that
hooch.
right. Okay.
Okay.
And you know what? If you were, there was also a term for women that was related to that. It was a hoochie coochie girl.
Oh.
She was a woman of the evening.
Yeah, pretty much a party girl. I think party girl was a little more of coochie.
Would they just say
coochie
hooch?
girl.
Would they just?
All right.
Oh,
We're going to a different category.
Okay.
What is a dame? D-A-M-E.
A girl.
A woman.
Yeah,
A woman.
you're right. There's nothing like a dame. And what does a druggist do?
Pharmacist.
Yep, good.
Damn it.
Okay.
I'm not doing
He's
very
a good
well.
egg. What does that mean?
He's a good egg. That means he's a good person. Like he's
Yes.
okay.
Very good. She's a pill.
She's a pain in the butt.
You got it.
I know a couple of those.
Stick in the mud?
Somebody who's kind of like a stubborn, doesn't really go with the
He
crowd.
doesn't move,
is
or
kind
she
of
doesn't move.
Right, exactly. We'll recalcitrant. A wet blanket.
okay.
These
a wet
are all
blanket.
people, obviously.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, wet blanket is just, uncomfortable. Like
yeah. They don't really want to like friends that don't want to
no
hang out
one
with
wants
you
to
or-
wrap themselves in a wet blanket. So if you
No.
hear someone, I heard actually someone one time refer to a person, oh my God, he's like a wet noodle. Or
Ugh,
like
God.
he's ramen, and I was like, what?
Ramen.
Like he's like, yeah, he's boring, and I'm like, oh well, that's
Okay, a wet blanket is not you're in the right neighborhood, but you're not at the right house.
okay.
A wet blanket is someone who always throws a wet blanket over the fun.
Oh,
like,
I see.
My
Kind of
parents are going
dampens
to get
it.
mad if you guys make too much noise.
Oh,
That person. The person who, oh, let's have an adventure. Oh, we might get hurt. That person.
That's
the
a wet
person.
blanket.
And so think
Yep.
of flames. There's the fun, and they take a wet blanket and they just smother it. So you were close.
Okay.
But no points on that one.
Okay.
Okay. What are yahoos?
yahoos are silly young kids. Like, you're a bunch of yahoos. Get out off my lawn.
I only know
That's-
it as an email address. So I'm willing to believe what Jen says.
Did I get it right?
Yeah, Jen, that was close, but it's really much more than that. It's loutish,
Oh.
loud, abrasive, aggressive, hooligans. Like what the soccer players call hooligans, the guys
Yeah.
who, that's really if somebody calls you a yahoo, it's not a nice thing. It's not like a nice young kid or even.
Okay.
It's somebody who's really abrasive and very not very intelligent.
Dorothy,
Okay.
I gotta ask though, because if I was ever, because I'm loud and abrasive, and I'm definitely a hooligan, but if anyone ever called me a Yahoo, I would probably start bust out hysterically laughing. Like, was that like when it was used? Were kids? Did they take that seriously? Like that was like being yelled at? Like they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, gosh.
You Yahoo. That was an insult. But Zach, you're much too educated to be a Yahoo.
Thank you, Dorothy.
You're welcome. All right. Here's a couple that are probably easy. If I said you were too big for your britches.
Overconfident.
Yeah, you bit off more than you could chew.
Yeah. Good. You're a whippersnapper.
You know what was funny?
the
This
story's
is
good.
absolutely hilarious that this is a word because just yesterday I had actually used whippersnapper. I was like, yeah, young whippersnapper. And I seriously have no idea what it actually means.
And yet
Well,
you used
generally it's a young person, up and coming, really bright, really ambitious, and it's usually used by older people who are kind of afraid they're going to take their job.
Oh, wow.
So you guys might be whippersnappers.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
I'm a whippersnapper.
And trollop.
That just sounds like a negative word to a lady.
I
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
Oh.
You got it, Jen. It's it's a lady of the evening.
Haha.
Ah.
Yep. A trollop.
trollop.
Okay. And how about goody two shoes?
You're kind of a kiss up. You do everything the way it's supposed to be done for
Yeah.
approval. Like,
Right. That's good.
Okay.
Okay. And one more. This is probably easy. Highfalutin.
No idea.
none.
Highfalutin.
Okay.
I mean, to me,
High-educated.
it sounds like you're saying fart. I'm sorry. Like that's,
No,
I had a little too much
highfalutin,
kibasi
okay.
and had
What it
highfalutin.
means is somebody who is putting on airs that they are above
Almost.
their station. Like you pretend to be really rich, or you put on a fake accent to be cool. You know, so you're trying to put yourself above your
Oh,
place in
yes.
life.
So kind of like a
Snarky.
status thing. What people do today on Facebook and try to make their lives look amazing is they're actually, providing a highfalutin.
Yes.
Okay.
And it can also usually it meant people who were pretending to be there, but it can also be as a thing of disparagement, like, oh yeah, she's so highfalutin, you know, she's, you know, sophisticated, but not in a good way, you know. So.
Fake sophisticated.
Today we
Right.
use bougie.
Well, okay, that was all what people words. Okay, let's move on to a new category, beauty parlor.
Oh,
Your hair, nails.
Yeah, but the funny thing is,
okay,
my
what
mom.
you would now call a salon, probably.
Yeah.
What was the picture show?
Movie.
Yep,
Movie,
you got that
definitely.
right. What would you do at a filling station?
Filling
Pump
station.
gas.
Yeah.
very
Okay,
good.
that makes
Zach,
sense.
You're really.
I
Okay,
will
that
not
was-
give myself a point for that.
That was all of my. Wait a minute, I missed. Wait a minute. That was. There we go. Okay, sorry, I just had to reorganize my papers. Now we're moving on to a different category, and these are probably easy. Fiddlesticks.
Ah, fiddlesticks.
Yeah, like
Yep.
kind of just like an expression like, oh shucks, like
Yeah,
it didn't work out.
Yeah, exactly. Good. And how about dagnabbit?
My grandpa still uses that, and he says, "Dagnabbit, you kids!"
I would love
Yeah,
to meet your
he-
grandfather.
Please do anytime. He loves that word.
Right. All right. Skedaddle.
Get out. Run away.
Yeah, go away.
Go away.
Scoot. Yeah, exactly. Notion. Notion.
I have a notion or an idea
Yeah.
or something like
Yeah,
that. or-
very good.
Oh, cool.
Very good. Okay. Lollygagging.
Fooling around, not taking life too seriously.
Kind of.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good. Good. Okay. Cripes. Cripes.
Crepes. Just
A
sounds like
delicious treat
crepe.
that the French make.
That's a crepe.
Oh yeah.
This is a crepe.
Oh, maybe like a creep. Kind of. Is that it? A creep?
No, it was
Okay.
just an exclamation of dismay, like, oh, cripes.
Oh, kind
Okay.
of like.
And I think a lot of our exclamatory words they took words that you're not supposed to make and made them acceptable. Like instead of saying oh hell, you say oh heck. Instead of saying God, you say gosh. Well, and this one I think was Christ became cripes.
Oh.
See, all of those words, every bad word has a similar not bad word, like fucking frick.
Got it. Yeah. Or
You know,
frack for some
so I think
science
this one I think
fiction
came from
nerds.
people who were saying, "Oh Christ," but they weren't supposed to, so they said, "Oh Christ." All right, the Dickens.
What the Dickens? Instead of saying like,
Yeah.
"Oh my God," it's kind of like, "What in the
Like
heavens?"
an explanation of like what's going on.
Right.
It can be that, but it was usually used with the words, "I'm going to beat the Dickens out of you."
Oh
What?
wow.
Yeah, it kind of meant everything you have,
How?
and
how
it's
did that,
going to go away.
How did that develop? Because that is very strange.
I don't know. I don't know the etymology of that. But and also remember that my definitions might be just regional. I grew up in Chicago, and some of these, there might be people out there who say, "Oh, she got that shade of meaning wrong because in New York it was this, and in here it was that." That was how I heard Dickens used, the Dickens. Okay. Conniption.
You kind of have a tantrum, like you're having a conniption, like you're kind of freaking out.
Connection.
Absolutely right. Did you know that, Jen?
Nope.
Okay. Okay, what would happen if I tanned your hide?
Getting a tan.
Isn't it tan your hide? I remember hearing this from my grandparents, but like I never understood. I always kind of assumed that it meant like covering yourself, like making sure that all your making sure that like you weren't gonna get in trouble, like tan your hide.
No, we're gonna beat you on your butt.
Oh, nice.
This category.
Yes, we're gonna give you a big spanking.
What?
Only worse than a spanking. We're gonna just tan your hide.
I was very wrong.
I apparently was a very lucky grandchild.
Yes, you were. All right, and the last one in this category of weird words is hiney.
I
Your
love
butt.
hiney because
Oh,
I
you
use it
know
all the
hiney.
time.
Okay,
It's such a cute word for butt.
All right. Now we're going to go into some kind of miscellaneous words that I couldn't fit into other things before we go into our final Jeopardy category. Hospitalization.
You are currently in the hospital,
Yeah.
being hospitalized because you're injured or sick.
Sick.
Yeah.
No, you would get hospitalization.
What?
Care?
No?
You would get hospitalization? How?
Right.
How
When
does
you had a job, did they offer you hospitalization?
Insurance.
Yep, it was medical insurance was called hospitalization. Yeah. In fact, I didn't even know it had another term until I was like 25.
Well,
That's
I need
crazy.
hospitalization now. So,
Yeah.
Okay.
So, okay, what is the ague? A-G-U-E.
Ague. I have no idea.
It's ague. That's how
Ague.
I have
Ague.
no clue. None.
I have no idea. I don't even know what the category is, so I could try
This
and
is
guess.
a kind of a miscellaneous, but it kind of
miscellaneous.
goes with hospitalization because ague is the flu.
The flu.
Oh.
Yeah.
That word actually sounds
Okay.
pretty good for that.
Now, we're not still in the hospitalization category. What is if something is souped up?
Souped up, overly
It's
done.
messy, it's loose, it's not tidy or neat.
Something
No,
that's not
that was
done.
if you had a car and you made it
right.
faster, you had a
That's
souped up
that's my
car.
brother's car. He has a souped up car. That's a good
Yeah,
way to. Okay.
yeah. In fact, my brother had a souped up Falcon. So
Nice.
yes, I know all about souping up. Okay, and if somebody gave you a ditto,
That means the same thing, right?
I mean, I use ditto like when I mean the same thing. Like
Right.
I say ditto a lot.
right? But it came from something else. It came from a ditto machine.
Wait, there's a machine of dittos?
Wait. I have no idea.
I'm clueless.
Is it a
Okay,
candy?
when I was in elementary school and there were no Xerox machines yet, and there were no printers. There was this weird stuff. It was called ditto paper, and it was like purple. And you put a piece of ditto paper into a typewriter, and you type something, and it would like put the purple on this master page. And then you'd put this into a ditto machine, which had a big drum, and it went around, and it would go thump, 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 thump. And it would put those same words in purple on pieces of paper. So when I took a test, it was on a piece of paper with purple writing.
Wow.
Everyone.
I could have never gotten that.
But the ditto machine had this smell to it. It was a chemical smell, but it was a really good smell. So if the teacher brought the tests right from the ditto, there was always a ditto room. From the ditto room to the class and handed them out, everybody would pick up the piece of paper and smell it. The whole class
Would you
would be
get
like,
high or something?
oh, it smells so good. Oh.
That's really
The
scary.
dittos smelled so good.
That's like sniffing markers.
I was about
almost?
to say the same thing, and now I'm laughing at like how like because if you think about that's such like an interesting because we use ditto now to say the same. So the fact that it came like seeing like using what I use now and seeing where it came from, that's kind of like a crazy. I mean, it's interesting.
Yeah, it is crazy.
Wasn't it? Was it an acquired smell? Over time? Did you really like it, or what?
No, I think I liked it from kindergarten on. And then you mentioned markers.
Yeah.
They weren't markers. Do you know what they were?
What?
What?
They were magic markers.
Oh, excuse me, yes.
Because the
That I
brand name
remember.
was Magic Marker, and they made the first markers. And so someone told me recently that they said, "Can I have a magic marker?" And the girl looked at it and says, "They're markers. There's nothing magic about them." All right, now this is my last category.
Okay.
You'll figure out quickly what the category is. But the first one is, what are you doing if you're keeping company?
You're keeping someone company. You're
Yeah.
bringing company over to your house.
Yeah, you're kind of hanging with your friends or family.
No.
Oh,
No?
okay, great.
No, if you're keeping company with someone, you're sweet on them.
Oh.
You're
Sweet on
interested
them?
in
What?
them,
Oh,
and
like
you're at the
dating.
very first stages of a
Oh.
relationship.
That is so weird to say.
Yeah,
I'm
keeping
keeping
company.
company with John. Is that how you would
I
say
think
it?
it's kind of sweet though. Like, you know, it's
Oh
it's-
yeah, those two, they're keeping company.
Yeah, like it's kind of like
Oh.
like I like that. Like I like the way it sounds like well, you know, she's or he's keeping me company. Like
Well, it's not keeping me company; it's keeping company.
keeping
like-
company.
You're keeping company with each other. Okay. So what would you do if you were petting?
You
kissing,
are
right?
making out or
Yes,
yeah.
Okay.
making
yeah.
out.
That
And
sounds
another
so
word
weird.
for that was necking. Did you ever hear necking?
Yep.
I've never heard of necking because I'm taking it literally of just people like pushing their necks together or something.
No,
What is
it's
that?
it's kind of like it's kind of like kissing on the
Right.
neck and nibbling the ear, kind of flirting.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Okay, and so do you guys still use making out? Does that still?
Yes.
term?
Yeah, or hooking up. People say
Right.
that sometimes.
Well, now, but do you have the bases?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
First
still.
base, second base, and third base.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, and do they still mean the same thing as when I was a teenager?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I'll ask the questions. Is it still first base is kissing?
Yes, correct.
Yes.
Second base is being able to touch the upper part of a woman's body?
I
That
think
was second base in my time.
for me, yeah. I mean, I've heard it
Yeah.
as that, but I know that second base to some people is just up and down.
Yeah,
Okay. Well, see, third base for us was down.
well,
Being able to
third
touch
base
the
is
rest of the body.
Third base
And-
sometimes isn't. It's like it. I don't think there's a fourth base anymore. I think once you get to third base, you're kind of. It's
Well,
the.
no, that's home.
Yeah. Well.
Home run. That's going home, going all the way, or going home. With
Yep.
Then finally having sex.
Yeah, exactly. But I think it's a blur nowadays. People are like, oh yeah, we hooked up, or I got to second
Yeah.
base, or
See, I don't know if it's just me. I feel like making out is completely different from hooking up. To me, hooking up is you are having sex.
yeah,
Making
okay.
out, like I would say, yeah, I love making out, like kissing passionately, like. But it doesn't necessarily need to go to sex. Like to me, making out could just be
See, that's-
kissing and cuddling.
That's weird because hooking up for me with my friends means making out. It doesn't mean like going all the way. Again, maybe it's just regional. I don't know, but I don't know. It's interesting.
That's definitely
Okay,
interesting.
so what would you be doing if you went to watch the submarine races?
Submarine races? Excuse me? Who is that a thing?
I'd be really bored is what I'd be doing.
All right. Well, watching the submarine races was when you made out in the car.
Oh.
Okay,
You-
can you,
you-
Dorothy,
you-
please explain that to me because I have no idea what. How does that make sense at all?
Well, you go out, especially if you're parked by a lake or something.
Oh,
You would go
okay.
out and watch the submarine races,
I see.
and that was the slang for that.
I like that.
Interesting.
I'm gonna
okay.
spring that on my next date and see what their response is.
That-
They're either
that's
gonna
what
laugh or
guys-
think
I
I'm
mean,
really
when I was
creepy.
in high school, guys used to say, "Do you want to go out and watch the submarine races?"
That is very weird. I'd be like, nope, see you later.
I don't know. I might be inclined to say yes. I would be like, but I would be totally tricked into doing it. I'd be like, wait, where's the submarines?
Little did he know.
Okay, so and what is it if I said I had the curse?
That is your period. If you have
Yes,
your
it
period.
is.
That
What
I
about
know.
a visitor from Spain?
A visit?
Oh,
A visitor from Spain?
Yeah,
that time of
No.
the month.
that's you're right. That's also having your period. And it was either a visit. Sometimes it was a visitor from China. It was always a visitor from somewhere you've never been. And that was what
Never
you said.
used that before.
All right, now here, this is my last question, and
Okay.
you have to remember what category you're in here. What happens if the rabbit died?
See, my first impression is to take that literally, but considering the category, they broke up.
They lost their erection,
What?
right?
No. No, this one has a little bit of a history. Okay. In the 50s, or I think in the 60s, if you went to get a pregnancy test, they took something from you, like your blood or something. I don't know what they took, and they stuck it in a rabbit. And if the rabbit died, you were pregnant. And if the rabbit didn't die, you were not pregnant.
What
and
the
so
dickens?
The rabbit died. Pregnant. So that was something no young 18-year-old ever wanted to hear his girlfriend say. The rabbit died.
That is so strange. What year, or I guess what time period did people actually use that?
I think the 50s.
The 50s.
I mean, it's kind of before, I would have said it. It's like, I think 50s and maybe 60s.
That is crazy that they would use rabbits
Did
to
they
test
at least
that.
cook the rabbit after they were done, killing it? I mean, just
Gross.
some stew. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. That one's pretty weird. So that's my list. Did you guys keep a record of how many you got right?
All right,
you got
let me
a lot
count.
right.
Give me 2 seconds.
Let's see. 1.
I got 26 points.
Yay! Good for
26
you.
points. That is great.
I think Zach skunked you though.
Yeah. He's still counting, so he's way past me right now.
All right. Well, I think what we're going to try to do is give a mechanism
28.
for people who are listening. How many?
28.
That's pretty
28. And how many did you have, Jen?
good. 26.
Oh, only by 2. Good job. All
Wow,
right.
I'm actually impressed because I thought I was going to fail that miserably.
Yeah.
I took one look at the words. I'm like, nope.
Fist bump.
Woohoo! Nice job.
So I think we're also going to have a mechanism by which people who are listening to this podcast can submit their own words and their own definitions of words that came down from their grandparents, and then whether they are or not going to pass them on to their own grandchildren. So, Jen, do you want to close this out?
Yeah, sure. So if you want to comment, definitely go to the forum and post a bunch of words that you think are, old-timey words that you think would be interesting, and we'll comment back, and we'd love to do another podcast and maybe continue on with it.
I would definitely be interested to see because I grew up with a grandmother who used quite a bit of these words and expressions, and it's funny because I'm constantly learning, and I think it would be very interesting to see if it is different on regional. Like, I would be definitely interested to see if our audiences, what type of words they heard, where they heard them,
where they're from,
what they mean. Because I think words have a way of kind of just developing our society.
And culture, definitely, too. Most of these words.
Let me throw another one in. Our executive producer, Howard Blumenthal, told me to throw in greenbacks greenhorns, because he thought that was an Eastern European phrase. And I said, greenhorns, every dude ranch in the country, if you can't ride a horse, calls you a greenhorn. And we laughed because he thought it was Jewish, and I thought it was from the West. I didn't include it in this, but as it turned out, it was a Middle English term for animals that grow horns that are not fully formed yet. So it means, someone young and inexperienced. And so we both were totally sure that we knew where that word came from. It came from his ancestors, it came from out west, and it turns out it came from Middle English.
That's very interesting. Yeah, so please, if you're listening to this, post up some words. We'd love to know where you're from and where you heard it growing up and a little bit about you. That'd be great. But again, guys, thank you so much, Zach. Thank you, Dorothy.
Thank you for having me.
It was a lot of fun. I'm really happy that I got 26. So, all right. Thanks so much.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.